Hey, it's Amy, and I'm here with my friend Jamie for our coffee chat. Woo, woo. And we're going to be talking to you today about top tips for investing wisely for your
Wisely,
business.
yes.
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 And actually, I'm excited for Jamie to kind of take it away on this one. I mean, I have some ideas and some things I could talk about too, but yeah. So when you pop on, let us know if you're drinking coffee or tea or what you're
I,
drinking
I told
today.
Amy I'm drinking iced coffee today because it's summer. I think it's supposed to be like 88 or something and sunny today. And so I just thought that it sounded like a good, I don't know, hot coffee or cold iced coffee kind of day. So,
Yeah, that's
so I have it in
awesome,
my,
Jamie.
this is a little coffee shop that's in my town. Like it's right down the street. So it's called Bean and Brew. So they're kind of open. It's not just the coffee shop that's open until like 2 or whatever. They stay open later and they have live music sometimes and they have food, and so it's just like a cool little, coffee place. There's several different like meeting rooms with couches in there, and so it's a lot of fun to yeah.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love the name and I love their logo on the
Yeah.
cup. That's really cool.
Yeah, it has like both of the like
Yeah,
a coffee mug and a yeah. So
yeah, very neat.
yeah, it's
I
really cool.
have
There's a little river that runs through our town, and it sits like right on the river. So they have like a little outdoor area,
Oh,
and
that sounds
small little
nice.
river. Like it's a little, shoot off of a lake. So it's just a tiny little river. It's not, yeah. Like I've
Nice.
walked across this river before. We're in shallow
Oh,
areas. Yeah. So not very far.
I am drinking out of
Out of
our
your mug.
coffee mug. And I was thinking as well to do iced coffee, but I've been kind of running around a little bit late this morning. I got up early, but a little late start as far as getting my coffee together. But it sounds like in Ohio, you're going to have better weather than us today. It's okay right now. It's probably like maybe 70, but it's going to rain again. We've been getting a lot of rain.
Oh, yeah, that's no good. Yeah, I was gonna look. 88 is what the temperature says for today. So yeah, mostly in the 80s here. So it's nice. Yeah.
All right, please let us know when you are here and where you're watching from. I live in New Hampshire and I just let the cat out of the bag. Jamie's in Ohio.
So
Good morning,
I
Deb.
I have a little calendar, or not a calendar, a little map over here. So I have a little map, and I put the colors of the little stickers on here for when I went to my retreat in May and where everybody was from. And so I have to look which one of these little tiny things over here is New Hampshire.
The one that's colored way at the top in blue or purple or gray.
Oh
It's a
wait,
dark.
yes, because who did I have that came from New Hampshire?
Yep, that's me right
Oh,
there, right
it's
next to Maine.
it's Christine.
Oh
Christine
yes,
also lives in
yes,
New Hampshire. Okay. So you're right up there because this is Maine, right? And
yes,
then this is New Hampshire.
yes.
I'm not very good at geography.
Me neither.
I had four ladies that came from these four states right here, and I didn't realize they were all connected.
Christine and I need to get together. We've talked
How,
about it before, but we
how close
haven't
are
yet.
you?
And we are very close. We're only like maybe 45 minutes from each other.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm going to see Christine tomorrow.
Hmm.
So
I'll tell her I said hi and
pretty
that,
excited.
her and I can get together for coffee anytime she
Yes, you
wants,
need to do that if you're that close. So,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
Debbie says it's hot in Texas. I was in Texas a couple of weeks ago and it was 100. It very rarely gets 100 here in Ohio. So it was, I like the heat though. So it didn't feel, I don't know, 90 to like 100, isn't that much different. So Gloria's in Memphis. I've never been to Memphis. So I don't know about there either. And Jamie is in Oh my God, North Carolina. Jamie said North Carolina. So
I've been to North Carolina. I've been to Tennessee. I've been all up and down the East Coast, and I've been over as far as Chicago a few times. Um, but anyway, yeah. So I know we've been talking a lot about geography here, but and I might actually steal your idea about your little map. I think that's super cool.
I got that at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, nice. I love it.
I know.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get all kinds of things at the Dollar Tree. I have one right around the corner from me that I can almost walk to.
Yeah, same here. I have one fairly close too. I was on TikTok a couple of weeks
And
ago looking up, oh, how to make stuff from have you done that? I got sucked
no.
in for like an hour. I sent my sister all of these, like, look at all these artsy crafty things we can do from the dollar store. So,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
Do you know that not everything is $1.25 at my Dollar Tree now? Like they have things for $3 and $5. So it's
Oh,
kind of like a Dollar General now.
yeah. No,
So
I didn't know that. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled when I go to my $1.25 store.
yeah.
Cheers, everyone. Good morning to you.
So we decided, first of all, let me tell you, Amy, you have your headset or your earphones, your earbuds on. And for the past, well, we started these in January. Every time that Amy and I would try to talk together, I got this awful feedback. And I think some people said that they may have heard it. I've never listened to the replays to see. It sounded like this, like barking, growling dog. So somebody told Amy to put her earbuds in, and so far, Amy, I have not heard any of that feedback. So I think that that probably is, yeah. Oh, Jamie says that they're getting a Dollar Tree in Denton, and that's Denton, North Carolina, not Denton, Texas, because that's where I was a few weeks ago, was Denton, Texas. So yeah, if they have a large craft section, you'll be hanging out there quite a bit.
Yeah,
I
my
look around,
dollar.
yeah, I look around at the Dollar Tree at all kinds of things because I use all kinds of things in
Yeah,
my mixed media.
yeah, yeah, same. Because I like, even though I do, fine arts, acrylic painting, I did a whole series once of all mixed media. So I love doing mixed media as well. And yeah, you can find some really cool, like, crafty things and little trinkets. Sometimes you can pull apart and kind of paste on, and yeah, it's pretty neat. I got
Yeah.
some Mod Podge there, some
Yes.
wood glue, actually even some 8x10 canvases they had
Yep.
there.
They,
So
they
that was
even have
pretty cool.
black canvases now at mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat. Thanks for the heads up. I'll have to
I
take a
I
look.
asked Dollar Tree if I could do a live video from there because I have some of my followers requesting a field trip at Dollar Tree so they can know like what to get there. So, oh yeah, Debbie said, oh yeah, definitely for kids. There's all kinds of different things there. So
What did they say, Jamie? Can you?
they said they would have to ask corporate.
I mean, I don't even ask. I walk into the Dollar Tree, I walk into Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and I get my phone. I'm like, hey, let's go around and check stuff out.
So I could see where if you're showing product, that's probably okay. I think because I asked them if you show people and
Oh,
you're
right,
not getting
right.
their permission, I could see where that would be an issue. But yeah, if you're just showing product, I've done,
Yeah,
little things like that or whatever. But I mean, I was trying to do the right thing and ask, and they
yeah.
said, "Oh yeah, we'll
That
check and yeah, come back."
Yeah, definitely. Because I always try and hold the phone like down
Yeah,
so I can't get any person.
right.
And look at what I got on sale at Michael's this past week.
Apparently, we're talking about deals today. Oh wow! Oh, that's a
Yeah.
really nice one.
It's a 24 by 36, and then I got two. I don't even know if you'll be able to see them in the
I
camera.
painted on those
But
bigger canvases before, and I always
but
waited for the sales.
yes, and I got two of these big
Oh, 2 by 4 feet. Wow.
24 by 48s gallery wrapped because I'm working on my series. So I'm like, my goodness, I'm gonna grab it. This is when I went to bring my computer in to say, hey, there's a dog
Oh,
barking. And then I went over to Michael's and I'm like, yeah, I have to grab these.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, Jamie, why don't you go ahead and start start off our chat today?
Sure. Yeah, and let us know if you are having coffee or tea. I just saw somebody this week, somebody else talking about their mushroom coffee that still don't know anything about, and I don't know that I will ever try it. But the reason that we came up with this topic, I actually have had several people not specifically ask this question, but I have had questions around why, whether I should spend my money on this or not is really what it kind of comes down to. So I just thought that we could chat a little bit about not only investing versus spending, because I think that they're two different things, but doing it wisely. And what I responded back to this person that just asked me about a week or so ago, she was trying to, hey there, Cheryl. I'm going to get to see Cheryl this weekend too. So
Awesome.
I think tomorrow. I think I get to see her tomorrow too. So we chatted a little bit, and this particular thing that she was wondering about investing in was a workshop. And it was I think 26 different artists that were each presenting 2 lessons over the course of a year. So you were going to get 52 lessons, and you were going to get the other 26 lessons that they presented inside of a free weekend that they were doing. So it was 72 lessons, or I don't know, 52 plus 26. Somebody add that up and tell me. I don't know. 78. I don't know, something. Hey there. Right. Elisa said that she was going to try to come on today.
Okay, Jamie, 78 what?
So 52 plus 26.
Okay, 52
that's 78, right?
Plus 26. Yes, it is 78. Okay. Boy, we're so good at math.
I know. Yeah, so you're getting a full year each week of a lesson, and you're getting the 26 lessons that they presented over a weekend that they didn't give you access to after the weekend. So you had to purchase the year-long workshop of classes to be able to keep the free ones that they were doing that they really only gave you a weekend to do. And so we talked about that, and she asked me if I had purchased that, invested in that. And the cost was fairly low, in perspective, whatever. It was like $10 a lesson. So it was like $120 for the full year workshop. So I kind of equated that to like $10 a lesson, right? So whatever, $10 a week or, whatever it was. So $10 a month. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm not good at math. So what I told her was, yes, I did actually invest in that because. So I always think that there's a because. And so I justified that expense because one of my goals, one of my focuses for the year of 2023 was to do my own art, to really intentionally try to do some things that had nothing to do with my business. I'm going to post pictures about them and things like that, but they weren't for tutorials. They weren't for anything that I was teaching in my business. They were for me. And what I've done is invested in a rental space. I've invested in classes and, developing my own skills and things like that. So for me, that was a wise investment because that's around one of my goals. For her, she had said that she has purchased workshops like that and she hasn't done the lessons. And so she decided not to invest. And I said, I think that was a wise choice then on your part, because she realized that it would not be a wise investment because she wouldn't have the return on it. For me, I'm paying for a space that I'm renting. So to have a lesson designated each week that I could go and I already have, that sounded like a wise investment to me at a low, pretty low cost to have something instead of talking myself out of not going because I don't have a specific thing to do while I'm there, which I've done. So it's going to hold me a little bit more accountable because now I've invested in and paid for. So what do they say? Like, I have some skin in the game, right? It's not just,
Yeah.
something free.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's the whole hour lesson right there. You got to invest wisely according to what your focus is and according to your goals, and I think that that's what you have to put it through for it to be wise. It's intentional for you. I don't think that anybody else can tell you whether it's a wise decision or not, because it has to go through like your goals. So
yeah,
oh,
definitely.
Elisa, you're so sweet, intentional, and consistent. That's awesome. So thank you.
Definitely it needs to align with your goals for sure. I believe that as well. And I think that just from my own speculation is I think where a lot of people get nervous and kind of stuck at is their own internal I guess drive. Like they want to do it, but are they going to be able to hold themselves accountable? Like you were just
Yes.
talking about, are they going to, have the time to do it? I mean, because we all have the same amount of time in a day, and
Right.
sometimes it's hard to like pack everything in there, right? So, yeah, I mean, it is a personal choice, right? And it needs to align, and you need to, I don't know, what are some tips that maybe we can give them for that internal, like if they really feel like this is a good investment, it's going to help me um grow in some way, give me some sort of skill or help my business in some way, but I'm on the fence because I don't know if I can actually do this or complete the task. Like, I don't know, maybe we can try and come up with some, trying to think of like in my own life what I have done to make this happen. Definitely I put it on my schedule. Like
That's what I was going to say. I have to be
yeah,
intentional with anything where I've invested, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be money, but if it's something that is of value to me, I think when we do invest money, we tend to hold ourselves a little bit more accountable because we feel, because we paid for it. But I have to schedule it on my calendar. So even the things where I'm running as an admin, I schedule times, or at least I'm intentional. I might not put it on my calendar, but I am intentional about, okay, I'm going to check into that group that I'm running as an admin once in the morning and once in the evening for 30 minutes.
yeah,
And
great.
that's an intentional way for me to check in and basically, like you're saying, schedule, even if I don't write it on my calendar necessarily, but it's about boundaries. Right. And if you feel like something is of value, that you are going to get a return on investment from it, it is going to be something that's going to benefit your business in some way, then scheduling and sticking to that as closely as you can. I don't think it has to be perfect. There are some days where I'll check in 3 times, sometimes when I only check in once, or, whatever it is. But scheduling that out, putting aside the time, if it's a course, which a lot of times a course is a higher investment. So we can kind of talk about, the $120 thing that I'm talking about. I mean, and I told her, I play this game a lot. I had money come into my business that day that covered that. Right? So sometimes I won't spend money unless I've made the money. Right? So there was only a certain time period, and I thought, well, if I get that money, if I have money come in that I wasn't expecting or something like that covers that, then I can justify spending that extra. So I spend it out of money that I already have. I do not go in debt. And that's probably like a whole other topic there. But so, oh, that's very fun, Jamie.
Yeah,
Really,
congratulations, Jamie.
yeah, those are the things that you have to weigh out. Is this a good investment? Does this make sense with my goals, with my situation? Yeah, I think that you have to kind of go through all of that. But I was going to say with a course that's a lot of times a higher investment, there is a certain amount of time usually that you have to go through the course as everybody else is going through it. However, all of the courses that I've invested in, I have lifetime access to. So I wouldn't necessarily have to. And that puts a lot of pressure on you if you feel like you have to go through it at the same time as everybody else. Yes, that's
Yep.
ideal, but sometimes life happens, sickness, family situations, whatever. But you normally have lifetime access. So to me, it's almost like investing in education, and people say, investing in education of yourself, that's like the best kind of investment that you can make.
Hmm.
And you're always going to get some kind of return on that investment because you're working on yourself.
Yep.
So, and I could talk about that all day long. So,
Yeah, same. Because I'm a
yeah.
big thinker. I'm a big, goal setter, and I'm always, always learning something new every single day. I try and do something creative, and I try and learn something new. Those are just,
Go ahead and pull up what Elisa said there. I was trying to read, and yeah, there you go. It's so much smaller over there on our comments. Consistently doing the small things and build that muscle. I like that. And you build the belief in yourself for sure.
that's
It,
awesome, Elisa.
is that in her book, the Big Magic book? Because isn't that who wrote Big Magic? Is Elizabeth Gilbert? Or she also wrote Eat, Pray, Love too, right? So, and maybe it wasn't in a book that it sounds like she was actually on a Zoom with her.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. She was just responding to oh, Jamie, I didn't bring tissues with me. That's very sweet. I will say though, the reason that Jamie has had success and seen that as a good investment is she's putting in the work. It's
Hmm.
the third time that she's taken my course, and every single time she's putting in the work for where she is in her business at that point, and that's why she's having that success and feels like that was a good investment. So
Yeah.
you're never going to feel like it's a good investment if you don't feel, if you're not putting in the work. And you can't badmouth the person who created the course or if you're not putting in the work, right?
Hmm. You know, and sometimes I think that when we jump into something, especially if it's a bigger investment and it's a longer period of time and it, requires more um, of our attention to learn, sometimes I think that we get stressed out. Like, I have to learn everything and I have to
Yeah.
do everything. And I'm telling you, like, I've invested in a high ticket item and I didn't learn everything, but I did learn some core things that will continuously help me with my business.
Yeah.
So I think if you can get, obviously, if you're going to invest in yourself, you have to have a bit of that self discipline to at least take action and discover something, something that you can apply. But, we're not always perfect and we don't have all the time in the world. And like you were just saying, Jamie, sometimes maybe you'll show up 3 times, maybe you'll show up one day, in the group or whatever. So I think we need to like let go of that perfectionism,
Yeah.
right? Because some of us get like that sometimes, like, oh, everything has to be perfect and I got to learn everything and I paid for this and I, you know, just grab some core things. Like, what is the most important thing for you to learn? What are you attracted to with this content? And ask yourself those questions. If you don't have the time to do every step, those are the questions that I ask myself, and I have done. Is like, what is the most important elements I need to learn here? The points. So
Yeah.
I
Take
don't know.
take one thing and like take action on it kind of
Yeah.
along those lines. And yeah, I know I've taken a course and this was the fourth year that I've taken it because you can come back as an alumni and take it over again. And there are 6 different modules in there. And the first year that I took it, like the first and second modules applied to what I was doing and where I was in my business. The second year that I took it, then it was kind of like modules 3 and 4. And then these last 2 years have been more the modules 5 and 6. So I can't expect the first year for that module 5 and 6 to even apply to me because I hadn't applied modules 1 and 2. But even if I had not taken it the second, third, and fourth year, I have lifetime access to that first one. I wouldn't have to have taken it again, but when I go through it a second time, when I get to modules 5 and 6, then I'm at a point in my business that it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't there some quote about when the student is ready, the teacher will show up? And I always kind of think about that. Like, I wasn't ready in my business at the time that I went through the course the first time for module 6 to even apply. But I have that content. So was that a wise investment for me? That's probably the most wisest. I don't think that that's the wisest investment that I've made in my business to this date, because I've had so much, there have been so many things that have come from that it was definitely a wise investment for myself personally, professionally, and monetarily, because there are some other benefits to coming back as an alumni to have affiliate, opportunities there too. So yeah, I'm sure I did not come up with that. I heard it somewhere and I will say a top tip I would say is invest in books, because I'm not going to invest in all of the courses, but to me, investing in books, I mean, you can see my whole bookcase. I had to get a second bookcase because I have more books. That's like my mentors, is going through the books. And I know I've recommended, have you heard of this book here, Amy? The 5 a.m. Club book?
That sounds familiar, but I don't know.
It's like 5 years old. Yeah. So it's Robin Sharma, and 15 million copies sold. And I don't even know exactly how it came across my awareness. And it was a book that I ended up giving as a bonus to my Create students for the course. And I had never read it. So yeah, Jamie's reading it right now. I had never read it and I didn't even know exactly what to expect, but the 5 a.m. Club, a morning routine, is one of the concepts, the practices that I teach in my course. So I knew it would align, right? Even though I didn't know exactly what the book was about, I knew enough to know that the concepts that were going to be in there were going to align with what I was teaching. And it's presented in such a different way. It's more like a story. And I think it becomes so relatable because you can put yourself in the characters. Actually, one of the characters is an artist. And the other character is an entrepreneur. I had no idea. I had no idea when I made that book a bonus, and I sent it to everyone who's taking the course. So we're all reading it kind of a few chapters each week. And I know Jamie was talking about she's highlighting with a pink highlighter, and almost all of it is highlighted. So anyway, always invest in books. Books, Debbie said books are knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
or if you're like,
yeah,
if you're like me and you're a slow reader, you can always listen to it on YouTube. Like literally, you can find so many books on YouTube.
This entire book is on YouTube.
Yep.
As a
so
free
I just put my little
book.
pods in, take my walk. I've already taken my walk this morning, but it was raining, so I didn't have them in. But yeah, you can do that, and either purchase the paperback or hardcover, or go ahead and just listen.
The paperback of this was only $9.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that, Elisa. Readers are curious. I think that that's true. I've never kind of heard that phrase, but it definitely creates curiosity, and it feeds a part of my brain that connects to other things.
Hmm.
Right? Does that make sense? Like, I have ideas and then I'll connect that with something that I read in a book and then that sparks like new ideas.
Hmm.
Right? So
Yep.
it's that constant like feeding of just the creative process. Elisa actually took me to a little book place, a little bookshop right down the street from where she lives, where we met the other day. So,
I
in a
love the
cute little
picture.
coffee shop.
I saw it on your profile. It's a nice picture of you ladies. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called, Jane, the 5 a.m. club.
Yeah, the 5 a.m. club.
Yep.
And it is available on YouTube if you like to listen as an entire audiobook. And there's a little clip. I was just listening to it this morning because I just realized that it was on YouTube. There is a little clip by the author. It's read by somebody else on there, but the author does speak at the beginning. And he has, I mean, he's been I don't know what he titles himself, a personal development coach. I don't know. For like 20 years or something. So he has all kinds of content and I don't know, he's just one of the people that I have really enjoyed because he's all about experiences. I think that that's really what I like, and not to get off on a tangent about, books or whatever, but I think books are probably one of the best investments. They're pretty low cost. You always have them. You can highlight, you can go back to them. I've reread books and I'm at a different place and I get other things from them. So, I bet that's really good. Marie Forleo and Robin Sharma. Yeah, I bet that's an awesome interview. So,
Hey, Jamie, and everyone, I'm just curious. Side note here. My neighbor has her landscaper over, and I have the door open so you can get some sunlight in here on my face while I'm doing the show with you. But can you all hear that? Can you hear the lawnmowers running and stuff?
I hear a couple little things and I couldn't tell what they were exactly, but now it makes sense that you say that that's what it is.
Is it as annoying as
No.
the dog barking?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just checking. Just checking.
No, I'm with you. We've had our door open when we can because it's nice just to have like the fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's awesome. I'm really
Mhm.
enjoying the summer. Hopefully, all of you are as well. It's amazing. Who can not enjoy the summer, right?
I know.
But I
I
know what
love
you
warm
mean. Like
weather.
if you were in Texas and the heat was, it's really hot. My sister lives in Georgia and it's been in the hundreds. It's like, oh, that's a heat wave there. So I was thinking something came to mind. Hopefully, I can like articulate it the correct way here. But on investing wisely, here's another tip from me. Take it or leave it. But you know, there's certain things in our businesses that we don't like to do, right? That's not our skill set. And I have made the mistake, for me personally, anyway, investing in a course where it's like, okay, I need this for my business, but I don't like it, and it's not my skill set, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And yes, I did learn some things, but in the whole scheme of it, I guess it depends on what you have for budget as well. Like you were talking
Yeah.
about how, you don't want to. So it really depends on your budget. But also, I believe it depends on is this something that you literally, because you don't like it, right? We're talking about something that you don't like, but that your business needs. Is this literally something that you are going to do yourself consistently all the time in your business? Or is this something that you're going to pass off or hire to do? Because, I'm all about let's see if I can do, if you don't have the money to hire, maybe you can do a trade or some sort of,
Mhm.
bartering system or something like that. Because I'm a firm believer in like, I want to learn, and somebody mentions, I can't remember who did about, maybe it was Elisa Learners, Readers or Learners or
They're
something to that effect.
curious. Yeah.
Yeah, curious. But But that's kind of how I look at it. Like, what lights my fire? What makes me feel good? What do I know I'm good at? Can we all learn new things? Yes, of course we can. But is it something that you have a desire to do and a desire to learn? Because if not, and it's a big thing that needs to get done, then maybe it's not a good investment. So I mean, I can look back at my own investments, and that's one that it's like, yeah, I did learn a little bit, but it's one that I do pass off. So I guess in that aspect, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I articulated that the best way. I'm a
Well,
thinker, not a
I think
speaker,
that
but
Jane caught a hold of what you were talking about because she says, I hate QuickBooks. And I would probably say for creative entrepreneurs, I don't know if hate is going to be the word that everybody uses, but because that's a very analytical thing, because it's very left brained, because it's very number oriented, I think that that is a challenge for us. I mean, I just
yeah,
think that it is because of just the nature of it.
yeah,
But I do believe that any part of your business, you should have an understanding of it before
yeah,
you pass it on to somebody else. Like
yeah,
I know before I hired my VA, I was scheduling my posts. I was getting emails from questions from groups and putting that into a spreadsheet to upload to my email system. Oh, okay. Debbie, we might all be contacting you because she's saying that she loves QuickBooks.
awesome, Debbie.
Yeah,
PM
Debbie,
me.
I might be getting in touch with you. So, but I think
Good
that
for
we have to
you,
have an
Jamie.
understanding. So I was doing all of those things so that I had an understanding. So could
Yeah,
I do them? Yes.
yeah,
Do they take me more time than they would take for me to pay my VA? Yes. So there's a book, and I don't know, I think it's Dan Martell, and it says Buy Back Your Time.
I
I
have that
think,
one.
yeah, I was thinking
You
that we
have
had
that one
talked
too,
about it.
don't you? Yeah,
I don't have it, but I know the concepts and I heard him speak about it. And basically, I think what he talks about is setting up whatever your hourly rate is. So let's just say your hourly rate's $20, whatever. And you figure out what it is that you can do within an hour. So say it took me an hour to schedule a week's worth of posts, but I could pay a VA 20 hours or, for $20 and for an hour. If she got those posts done in less than an hour, then it is a good investment for me to invest in somebody because then she could do something else for that other half an hour. And then I don't have to do two things that I don't like to do. So
hmm
it's not that I can't do them, it's the amount of time that it takes me and it keeps me from doing other
yeah,
things that are my strengths that I can do quicker. Like my VA is not, I mean, she's creative and she can do creative things, but she wouldn't be able to do the artwork on a tutorial that takes me 45 minutes or, whatever. It would take her 2 hours. So
yeah,
it's a trade-off, but I still have an understanding of how to schedule my emails, how,
yeah.
whatever it is that I hand off to her. So,
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that too. Like, have an understanding. If it's something that you don't have a desire to do, then are you going to understand it 100%?
right.
Probably not. But just like I told you, the story I told you, like, yeah, I didn't learn everything, but I did learn a couple of things. Like, at least have some sort of knowledge,
Yeah.
because yeah, you're the entrepreneur, you're the solopreneur, the artpreneur. So it is your business. So yeah, you should have at least a basic understanding of it. I'm
Right.
curious, like who is on the call with us, or if you're watching the recording, let us know. Like, I'm curious on where you are with your business, like as far as like what do you think is something that you're looking at to invest in, or have you thought about that? Are you at that level, or do you have any questions for us, that we may be able to brainstorm or answer for you if we've been there? Just curious on what you all are seeing or looking at for in to invest in currently or sometime in the near future. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and put the questions in there. We've been mainly talking about investing your money because I think that that's what most people think of when they're thinking about investing. But I do think that there is need to talk a little bit, at least, about investing your time in things. So I would love to be able to be on Facebook all day long and support my creative friends by watching their live videos and engaging in them and commenting. And I would love to be able to do that. But I have had to set a boundary around that I don't go in and watch those videos, because that really is not, I mean, there's a little bit, there is a return on that because I'm helping to support my friends. However, because I would love to do that, I have to be very intentional about not spending all of my time doing that, or I wouldn't get done the things that I need to do. So if you are feeling like you don't have enough time to get done all the things that you need to do, you need to take a real honest look at how you're spending your time. Because I set up my day so that I have usually 3 important things that I need to get done. And at least one of those has to be income producing, or else I'm not a business. And if I can get those 3 things done, then I can go have coffee with my friend Elisa. I can go sit outside and enjoy the sunshine. I can, and I can balance those things out. But I have to be intentional about doing the things that are moving my business forward and creating profit. And I have to do that wisely. So all of you who are watching, that I would love to come and watch your videos, like I can't, or else I wouldn't be a business. I would just be a supporter of their businesses. And, there has to be like some kind of a balance. So really taking a look at what you invest your time in, that can be, that might be something that you have to really sit down with yourself and think through and be intentional. And I know that a lot of us have a servant heart, like we want to help other people, and to a fault sometimes, because if we're a business, we have to figure out how to balance that out. So
yeah, congratulations, Jamie. I think
Oh,
that's awesome that you have that skill, for sure.
yeah.
Laurel Langemere, I love Laurel. She is totally amazing.
Farming out. I never heard it called that. I love that terminology.
Yeah, she's great. I use The Money Flows Easily and Frequently by Laurel. I think that's great.
Oh, okay. I write down that affirmation. Money and opportunities flow easily to me,
Yep.
is what I write down.
Ooh,
I'm not familiar
opportunity.
with Laurel Langemeier, so.
Yeah, she's very smart and very very successful. She's got a lot of YouTube videos too. Jane's not sure about what to invest in right now. She's pivoting. Jamie is like, we're gonna laugh at her. I'm not gonna laugh at you. That's great to have something
I would
under your
love
belt like that.
someone near me that did nails like Jamie. And I'm not going to say anything more than that, because I don't have options that I've found around me yet of someone who speaks English well. So I'm going to get mine done
Jamie,
next week.
Nice. I have
Yep.
my cosmetology license. Some of you know my story. I owned a hair
Oh, I
salon,
didn't
which
remember that.
included nails and all that stuff too. So yeah, it's definitely good to have, and that's kind of creative. It's kind of creative. I'm reading Deb's
Debbie's talking
comment.
about QuickBooks, it sounds like. And she's
Nice.
saying it's worth the investment, because sometimes you do have to, some things sound like a monthly expense, and they are, but is the investment worth it? And she's saying it integrates so well that yes, it's time saving, it's efficient, it's, all of those things. So yes, it's a wise investment, because if she had to do all of that manually, it's going to take a lot more time. And then that time is taken away from her doing things that could earn more income. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you, Debbie. So, yeah. Yeah. So any other questions that you have about, even asking us like what we have invested in? I mean, I could think through some things that have been wise investments and maybe some that haven't been, such wise investments.
And
Most
that's
of
a
the
good point
things,
you
yeah,
bring up too, because not everything's going to be perfect.
yeah,
In running a business is a learning experience. We're always learning. Um, and if it's a failure, it's not really a failure. You just have to look at it like, okay, well, I learned from this situation
right.
and now I'm going to, make sure I don't do this again, or I'm going to learn what I need instead of this, or, um, sorry, I was just reading. Oh,
Oh, Debbie says
thank
she
you,
learned so
Debbie.
much. When you get, several people together, it's the idea of a mastermind. It's the collective nature of, multiple people together. So, yeah, Amy and I have just, because in a lot of ways we have similar things that we do in our businesses, and so we're kind of along the same level in our businesses. I don't know if that's the right word,
It's
but
because you're so awesome, Jamie, and I love
well,
you.
you're awesome too. So,
Oh
Amy, I
man.
have a question for you because I was talking along the lines of some investments have been good and some have not been so good. What do you feel is an investment that you've made that hasn't been such a wise investment,
I'm gonna
and
go
why?
back. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the very beginning of my business. Not my own not my own sales with my art collectors, because I got that down. But when I started pivoting to actually teach artists how to make
Mhm.
money with their art, like I did for many years, um, I made a quick decision, and this was before I got into any groups, before I had
Mm,
accountability people, before I had business friends for this type of online world, right? So I really didn't know a whole lot about that. So I invested in a social media manager,
mm,
and I spent a lot of money pre pre-investing, because I wasn't making money at this point. I was just trying to get the word out about what I could help artists do. Um and it wasn't a right fit. So I felt really bad, and it was pricey for me, at that time. And so I was pretty bummed out about that, but then I quickly realized that, hey, just because this didn't work out doesn't mean that another one is not going to work out in the future.
good point.
And I thought, I asked myself different questions like, what can I do to learn this skill better and more efficiently so that I can continue to do this myself until, you know, until I'm ready to hire again. So, yeah, I made too much of a I mean, I think quick decisions are good, but quick decisions when you are kind of more laser focused on what you need, and I wasn't in
Yeah,
that headspace. So, yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Jamie?
So a couple of points, and I was going to say somebody can type this up in because you said something that reminded me. This is a quote from a mentor, somebody that I follow, and I've heard other people say it, but the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. So you don't ask, why didn't I do this perfectly? You don't ask, why is everybody else doing it better than me, those kinds of questions. You ask exactly the kind of things that you were talking about. How could I do this more efficiently? How could next time I make a wiser decision? And it's that reflection rather than the condemnation,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Reflecting on how you can do it better and just knowing that you did the best with what you knew at the time, and yes, was it a quick decision? It sounds like, and it wasn't based on you kind of thinking through that decision being a wise decision. So yeah, somebody can write that down, because I've thought about that a lot. Like, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions that you ask. And you were saying exactly that. I think sometimes quick action is better than quick decisions. Like, by the time that I'm taking action, I've already reflected, I've already thought through, and I've asked the questions, and I've made sure that it aligns and all of those kind of things. But then when I take action, I take the action quick. Because if I feel like it's definitely something that I'm supposed to do, then I take action.
I'm all about that too. And I'm the kind of person that I take action even if I feel like I'm not really ready yet.
Yeah.
It's like, because if we think about it so much, it's like, oh, you're never going to be ready. You're going to keep putting it off and putting it off. And so what I have learned through my own trials and errors is that I actually figure things out faster.
Yes.
If I just go ahead and try it and just take that first step.
I was
and then
just
I'll
telling somebody that last night.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You got to take the action, because that's how you'll learn. We were talking about paint parties. So that's how you'll learn how to kind of speed up the process to get it done in 2 hours. That's how you'll learn what you need to do ahead of time and what happens then. That's how you'll learn to make sure and tell them this. And you won't in your head be able to think through those things until you actually do it. And until you actually do it wrong and reflect on it, well, then how to do it right the next, do it better the next time.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I was kind of thinking, and I would have to say that I would probably go back to the beginning too. And it's around when I was doing my subscription boxes. And there were a lot of things that I did that were wise. Up until probably about 6 months in, I only spent the money after I had the money, meaning like I waited for their payments to come in, and then I ordered supplies so that I could send out the boxes. But one of the things after 2.5 years of doing the subscription boxes is, if I have 20 subscribers and I'm ordering a product, that might only come in 24. So I have a lot of extra product sitting down in my basement now because of how I had to order things. And even though I was waiting for the money, really, that's inventory, that's product, that's income that's sitting down in my basement that is not doing, I've already spent the money and I haven't made anything from it. So anytime I had somebody ask me not too long ago about subscription boxes, and I always tell people, like, you need to love it because it's a lot of money spent in product. And especially depending on how you have to order things, that it might be excess product that then is, just sitting there. So,
good point.
Yeah. So that's been really a big learning lesson. Because then what you have to do is think through, well, now how could I get rid of this inventory? Yeah. And you have to pivot and come up with new ideas and things of how you can, get that going. So I always caution people, if they're thinking about doing subscription boxes, you have to kind of think through that and really make wise decisions. The shipping costs, like all of that, it was a big learning lesson and a huge investment of my time to learn all of those things.
Yeah. So, Jamie, maybe you can do a Christmas in July, like surprise grab bags or something,
along with all the other things that I'm doing. Yeah.
Right.
And that's part of it is, I would like to do all of these different things, but there's just not enough time to do all of them. So then, do you do the things that you like to do, or do you do the things that you have to do to make the income back?
Got to move the needle. The needle for sure. I'm just going like this because there's a tiny fly around my face. So, and I don't want it to get in my coffee right here. So keeping an eye on the fly. Oh man.
Yeah, Angel was talking about that she has things that she's kind of jumped in and other things she still needs to take action on.
Yeah.
And I think that that's probably true with all of us. And I think that it's just having the mindset of not trying, like not saying I should have. You know, you are where you're supposed to be. And if because of whatever you've been doing that was the right thing to do at the time kept you from doing the other thing, that's okay. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't condemn yourself. Don't, it is what it is. And, it's going to be there and you can take action on it and yeah, make wise decisions based on it. So when the time is right for you.
Yeah. Well, I've enjoyed my time with you, Jamie.
I know. And no echo and no barking dogs or anything, just some lawnmowers.
I think I might actually get an external mic though, because these were okay until like literally this moment. Now they're starting to like kind of bug me. Like making my ears a little bit sore, but I think I'll get an external.
Yeah, I can't keep my earbuds in for a long amount of time.
Yeah.
They make my ears
I'll just look like a podcaster with my mic right here.
There you go.
My husband probably has one hanging around anyway because he does all that sound engineering. So I'll ask him. If not, I'll order one.
You'll be all official. So
yeah.
Well, I am going to go have some brunch today. We're going to go to our favorite brunch place because we need to go to Menards, and there's not a Menards near us, but there is a cool brunch place beside the Menards. So anytime that my husband wants to go to Menards, I'm like, okay, then we're going to go. And last time we went to this little place, they have all kinds of awesome food, and I've tried a couple different things, and I always come back to the one thing. And I told him last night, I said, I'm just going to get that because I like it. I can't get it anywhere else. And it's good. And I wasn't happy with what I got last time because what I normally get was better. So have you ever heard of Blintzes? Do you know what those are?
No.
You know what crepes are, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like crepes, but they put this fluffy cream cheese ricotta like filling in there, and then they cover it with apples and cinnamon and just a little bit of sour cream in the middle.
Wow.
I can't get anything like that anywhere else. Nobody has apple crepes around here. So that's the only place. And I looked it up last night. Blintzes are from the Jewish culture, that word is, and it said that they're cooked twice. Where a lot of times crepes, you can eat them by themselves or, whatever. The Blintzes are crepes, but then they're filled and like cooked another time. So, yeah.
Interesting. See, we're learning something new right now.
Yep. So that's
guess what I'm doing tonight. I'm so excited for you. So that's brunch, right? You're going up for brunch.
Yeah. It'll probably be like 11:30 or something before we're actually eating. Yeah.
Well, I'm super pumped because my husband got a couple of tickets. He can't go because he's doing sound engineering for bands, but he got tickets for me, and I'm bringing my best friend and one of my daughters tonight to go see a Prince tribute show. I am so excited. It has really rave reviews, and I looked it up and I watched one of the videos of like, this person looks just like Prince, sounds of it. So yeah, we're really psyched to go.
That is fun. So I did go see Purple Rain at the theater, and my mom might watch this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this anyway. I'm pretty sure that my mom thought that I went to go see Purple Rain about 6 or 8 times at the theater. I really only saw it once. I was doing other things. Probably that I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Oh man, Purple Rain. Wow. That brings back memories. Yep. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah. Purple Rain was a fun movie. I liked listening to Prince.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Very
good. Right. I'm hoping that I hope that he does Doves When Doves Cry, because that's probably one of my, but he has so many. Little Red Corvette and all fun. That. It's like, cannot wait to see what they're gonna play. So
yeah.
And
it's take some pictures and post them for us.
Yeah, I will. It's at the Opera House. It's this, they re-renovated this place in town, very historical. And I went to a Christmas party there. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
But
fun.
my husband has rented some speakers and stuff over there for different shows, and they do all kinds of different shows. But it's really nice. So we're psyched.
Yeah.
We'll have fun at your brunch, Jamie. I'm sure I'll have fun at the Prince show tonight.
Oh,
I'll make sure to take some
absolutely.
pictures. I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm gonna wear though. Ladies, everybody like
Purple.
blow it up. Give
You're
me
gonna
an
wear
idea.
purple?
I don't even know if I have
A
anything
raspberry
purple.
beret. That's
Maybe.
awesome, Jamie.
Maybe. I don't think I
Oh.
have a beret or anything purple. So I may need some other ideas. Grab your oh, yep, she's saying it too. Thanks, Jamie. And I'll party like it's 1995.
Oh, very fun.
Yeah.
Well, Amy, thanks. This was very enjoyable because I wasn't hearing the barking dogs and just yeah, bouncing ideas off each other and having everybody else watching is always fun. So
Yeah.
2 weeks. Don't have a topic yet, but we will be on Creations of Studio 39 in 2 weeks.
Yep.
For our next
Yeah,
chat.
thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.